Hey everyone, it's me. I just wanted to say something quick before this episode starts. This is just a fun project, but I still take pride in wanting to put out something that I truly enjoy. I was very close to scrapping this. Uh, there was a lot that just didn't live up to my standard of content, and that's not what I want to do. I really want to put something out that I would want to listen to. So, yeah, you'll notice there are a lot of cuts in this episode, even though it's still on the longer end. I hope still enjoyable. So, yeah. Thanks again for listening and take care. Enjoy. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Odyssey. Hop aboard, because we're taking off right meow. Joining... Fuck.
That's a good one, though. That's good. That's perfect.
It's fine.
Leave it in. Leave it in. Let's go.
We're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Joining me on this adventure once again are my friends Dean and Richie.
What's up?
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Is that when we use it?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yep, we are back for another episode 3 of season 2, chronologically. Yeah, what's going on, guys? Anything good going on?
No, just this, and then just a normal Sunday. I mean,
you got what are you playing now? What are you doing?
Crimson Desert is definitely my new obsession. So
yeah,
I probably will do that before I go to work today. But
hell yeah,
that'll be later.
Apparently, that there's a little bit of turmoil surrounding that game, but you seem to like it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's because it's it's overwhelming if you're not used to MMOs or whatever. It can get overwhelming for someone who's just not used to that.
Yes, a lot of the complaints aren't very rock solid. It's just kind of complainy. Yeah, not like actual complaints or issues with the game. I mean, I hear there's a few, but it's not anything that a patch can't fix.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I haven't experienced anything that I guess I would call glitchy. I thought there was, but it was just me not knowing how to do the puzzle. And then I'm like, oh, once I figured it out, I'm like, it's not glitched. I just need to look.
Yeah. Like I saw, I think one of the developers or maybe the producer came out and said something about, he's like, I get what you guys are saying, but you'll get used to it. Like,
and you will.
Yeah. Like if you dive in and you just give it a little bit of time, you're gonna get used to it and it's gonna feel good.
Yeah, I do get what other people are talking about with it. Like you expect a single player
grand adventure story.
You shouldn't be a specific person that can get used to a game. It should just be open to everyone sometimes, but sometimes you also need exclusivity for challenges.
But the games runs good, looks good, feels good.
Oh yeah,
cool. Yep.
And I have a pretty okay rig, so it runs pretty nice.
Yeah, I heard that it runs pretty well on most rigs, which is really good to know.
Yeah, I don't know what I have. I think I have a 5060 Ti, which is definitely very good, but it could be better. But
that's beautiful. That does the job for sure.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh yeah.
Because especially now with DLSS, except I don't want to talk about DLSS 5 because that's just a whole other discussion that is annoying. I'll just stick to whatever one we're on right now in this moment.
Yeah.
If we have that option. I don't know if we do. I don't know how to toggle all that. But no, it seems like a cool game. It's definitely a game that's on my radar to play. I'm just starting up Death Stranding 2, which I've been super excited for.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I make that known quite a bit.
Hey, you like it, so who cares?
Yeah. I mean Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus and baby is not all grown up, but a little bit more grown up. So that's what's up my alley. Richie, anything from you? Anything from you? You got anything? Any new games going on? Anything like any shows? Anything like that?
No, actually, I don't. I've been diving back into Division 2 since Destiny broke my heart.
Wait, why did Destiny break your heart?
Because they just don't care about the game. They're worried about Marathon and not the game that makes them money.
Where's those bastards voice mod? Where's that? That's what I would play that right now if I had it.
Yeah, so I've just been playing Destiny. I'm not Destiny, Division 2, and then
didn't that just get a big update?
What Division?
Yeah, because I heard something about
it was a 10-year. It was a 10-year anniversary, and they added a realism mode.
That's what I was thinking. The realism.
Oh, that's cool.
Which sounded really cool.
So like when you shoot people in the head, it actually die.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick.
Which has me.
And you
really
only
interested.
get new guns from. You don't like pick up. You don't loot stuff. You get guns and stuff by beating the missions.
That's
pretty
actually
fun.
Kind of sounds fun.
How's that work with the actual is it a separate version of the game, or is it like a
so when you start
mission?
up the game, it asks you if you want to play like regular Division or play realistic.
Oh, and so you'll be put in with a bunch of other people that are playing realistic.
I don't think you'll be running into other people besides like in the safe houses.
That's right. I mean, I haven't really played enough of Division 2. You only run into people when you're running like missions, usually like co-op missions. Is that how it works?
No. Oh, well, yeah, if you're co-op missions, but I don't even know if they have a dark zone in it or not. But I mean, I've died in it, and it doesn't like your run's not over. They do have a hardcore mode for the regular version.
Yeah,
where if your character dies, it's over
forever.
Yeah,
it's my kind of mode right there.
Or it might be one of those ones where you get to use them like in the regular game.
Okay.
But it'd be kind of pointless if you've already had a character that's in the regular thing.
Yeah. Well, that mode interests me a lot.
It's fun.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think you can play with other people.
Other people.
And then I just been playing Farming Simulator and DayZ and NHL.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think if I have anything else that I'm not really. I'm just watching random crap. Nothing good outside of the anime we're watching right now. So, which kind of leads it to what we'll talk about tonight, or today. So, we started watching Rooster Fighter. Well, we all watched that. We watched the first episode. So we're going to talk about that a little, and then we are going to talk about Clevatess. We watched it all. We have our thoughts and feelings on Clevatess, so we'll be talking about that in length a little bit later, but we'll get there pretty quick, probably. So look forward to that. It's going to be full spoiler. Enough of that. I got a little bit of news to talk about, not a whole lot, but we did have the 12th annual Anime Awards happen over the weekend. The 12th. I don't know much about these awards. I just see a little bit about it occasionally. I don't know how prominent they are, or if they're really all that big. But people vote on them, I think.
Where do you see that?
So it was showing up in my socials. So that's where I saw it.
Okay.
I just saw posts about the winners.
Okay.
I was at work yesterday, and they were just flowing through my socials. So there were some big winners. One that I'm familiar with, Uma Musume, went kind of crazy. Let's see. They took home 9 awards. I don't have the total number of awards, but there was a decent amount. But I believe they took home the most awards, including the biggest one, which is Anime of the Year. So they have a couple. They have a movie and they have an anime that released recently. Beginning of a New Era, which is the movie, and Cinderella Grey, which is the anime that series that released. So between those two, they took home Anime of the Year. They took home Best in Animation, Best in Character Design, and Anime Movie of the Year, among a few others.
Which one is this one?
This is Uma Musume. This is the Horse Girls.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. The game that I play.
I gotcha. Yep.
And a lot of people play because it's fun.
Right.
Sure.
It is fun. You guys haven't played it, have you?
Well, that's sure. No.
You level up horse girls and you train them.
Yeah, but what do you do in the game?
You watch them race around the track.
I mean,
you watch it, and it's cool. It's badass. They're fast as fuck, and it really makes you feel good when they win. It's because you think that it's not all predetermined that they actually have a chance.
Well, I am looking at some cosplays.
It's pretty sweet
Of that, yeah.
I like it a lot. It's taking up a lot of my time on the side.
It does seem interesting though.
It's a cool game. The anime, I've watched a little bit of the very first season, and it's pretty good. I like it a lot. So yeah, I will be diving more into Uma Musume.
Aren't these like based on real horses?
They are based on real horses. That's the other thing that's cool about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is actually kind of neat how that is.
Yep.
Kind of intertwining with real life.
It's very popular.
One step away from being a brony.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the mobile game popped off a little while back. I think sometime last year or something.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
When it first came out, all the streamers were playing it. Everyone was playing it. Which is around the time I got into it. Was that Rich? You say except?
I said I don't know about everybody.
Yeah, you should have just said except for me. Most people were playing it. Most people that know about it were playing it. That I know of. But yeah, so I'm not going to go over all the awards, but another anime that I'm very interested in, The Apothecary Diaries, brought home 6 awards with their season 2. A few of them being mystery or psychological anime of the year, and both of best voice acting performances from a female and a male.
Nice.
So best acting performance female, best acting performance male. So that's that's pretty. Those are pretty prominent awards that say a lot about the voice acting of the show. And if you are looking for something like that has good voice acting, that might be the one. And I'm gonna find out soon, probably, because I'm gonna dive in at some point.
That one was on my list.
Yeah,
it's on Netflix, right? I think.
Yes, Netflix. Okay. I think it might be on something else too, but I think it originally launched on Netflix, or maybe it's just strictly Netflix.
Okay.
But
yeah, that one looked good.
Yes, that one does look good. And I've always heard a bunch of great things. Moving on from that little piece, there was one of the animes that we have on our wheel, Jack of All Trades, Party of None, is getting its 2nd season. That was announced today. So that'll be cool. If that pops up, that means there will be more in the future, potentially. And there was a tidbit of other news, nothing too significant that I want to touch on at this moment. Okay. I know there's definitely more out there, but I kind of lacked on it this time around. But the Anime Awards was cool. I think the Crunchyroll Awards are coming soon as well. Maybe in May.
They are. I think they are.
K-pop Demon Hunter won an Oscar.
Oh yes, that is true. That did happen, and I was very happy for them. I love their story. It's so damn good.
And the one that plays Rumi or whatever, her voice, oh man, it's phenomenal. There's this YouTuber I watch sometimes. Her name is the Charismatic Voice. You should check her out. She's an opera singer who like delves into music and like kind of explains like what they're doing with their voice and all that kind of stuff. And she does their song Golden, and it's actually pretty like good in depth of like analyzing the music and the video and all that stuff. I would definitely recommend that. Her
Okay.
channel's pretty good. If you like music and stuff, and like,
Oh, I do.
Listening to like an expert in depth into.
Oh yeah, I know
audio.
that YouTuber.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
Yeah, because she did a bunch of videos with I can't think of his name now. The lead singer from Lorna Shore.
Oh yeah. Oh God, I literally just watched
Will.
videos.
It's Will Ramos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's pretty good. She does a lot of in-depth videos.
Oh yeah. No, I do. I do like music, so that's something I'll check out. So I think that can lead us directly into talking about our next anime. We're gonna talk about Rooster Fighter first.
There's only one episode, so
yeah. So each week we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about that episode.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, because I know Richie said he watched episode 2 that came out last night. We have not seen it yet, so I'm wondering.
I think it came out this morning because it wasn't there last night.
Oh, maybe it came out at midnight again, because I know the first episode came out at midnight for us, or something like that.
Yeah, and I was watching at like 11:30 at night.
Oh, were you? Okay.
And then I fell asleep, and then had to finish it this morning.
Gotcha. I'm thinking maybe next week. Maybe we just no, we'll just keep it to one episode. We're gonna keep it to one episode. So episode 2 will be in the next episode of the show.
Man.
So Rooster Fighter. The first episode is a rooster among cranes. Oh yeah, full spoilers. Again, just want to make sure that's known. We're talking about the show. Hopefully people are watching along and seeing it in the moment. But if you have no idea what Rooster Fighter is, you're about to find out. About it, like exactly what you're about to find out exactly. So yeah, how did you guys feel about that first episode?
I'll go first with that. I mean, I liked it, and I was afraid of the like the 3D animation combination that they're doing, because I'm not huge on like the 3D animation that they've been doing.
Right.
I'm not a fan of that, but honestly, like it looks really good.
Yes.
And I would like to point out an audio thing of mine when he's running and you just hear the flip flaps of the feet and the nails. I'm like, why is that so perfect? Like
really
exactly what a chicken would run.
Mm-hmm.
But
they didn't shy away from actually being a chicken.
Yeah, it's not taking itself too seriously, and I think people need that sometimes, man. Like just watch a chicken be a Super Saiyan for 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
I fully intend in being enveloped with these chickens.
Yeah,
I fully intend on
it. It gave me a very like Afro samurai vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Did it?
Yeah, like the way it's like the way it's I guess shot, like it's the style and everything.
Yeah, where it kind of almost goes into like black and white at certain moments, but not like it looks grainy.
Mm-hmm.
I think
the grainy moments are
sick.
sick.
What you're talking about.
I love it when, especially so they'll do like the slide. They'll do it like a slide shot or a still shot of just like a beautifully drawn scene, and it's so good. And I believe some of the animation, like the drawing, it might be better than the manga. I don't know if that's true. I saw a couple articles about that. Maybe I misinterpreted, but it sounded like that it could be slightly better, which is interesting.
You rarely ever hear that when it comes to this.
Yeah, maybe I'll shun me if I just lied about that. Please.
Well, if you heard it from something, I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring it up if I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's not
Probably. So I decided that I was going to watch both the sub and dub. So I want to get both versions. I might only do it for a couple episodes, but who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing it for the whole season. And at which point, if I did do that, I would give my thoughts on which version I liked better. I can safely say from the first episode that I feel like both of the main voice actors are very good. They're both very good. So I like that. Let's see. So let me just give you before we jump more into that episode. So I should have mentioned this before. I mentioned it in the last, or not the last episode. Did I? Yeah, the last episode. It's produced by Viz Studios, and it's brought to life by Sanzigen. I'm not terribly familiar with them, but they've made a couple animes that I know of. Not too many, but I'm just not too versed in their product. But it was a good opening for me. Right off the bat of the show, we get a very kaiju like opening. We see like everyone's yelling demon, like they're calling out demons, but to me at first glance they're just they kind of seem like kaijus, which I guess I guess depending on our interpretation, kaiju might be a demon.
Could be a demon.
Yeah.
I mean, they look demon-esque. I mean, like the main fight,
Yeah. The main fight, but at the very beginning when that one, it's like it like picks up the child and is about to eat it, but it like crashed through the building like Godzilla. I was like, yep, all right, Godzilla. We're in a kaiju flick now, which is totally fine because I love that. But the people basically confirm they're demons, which is pretty sweet. Yeah. There's some.
He's calling them demons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They confirmed that they're demons by saying that. So they're all known. It's not like a surprise. We pretty much find out there. There were some pretty shocking moments. There were some pretty badass moments. The shocking moments, I'm wondering if you pick up what I'm putting down.
Some alone time with a fellow rooster.
Some chicken
love,
something. Yeah,
chicken on chicken action.
It's something that we didn't even have to ask for, but we got it,
and we still got it.
Yeah. So Kenji's kind of a boss. He's kind of like clearly he gets all the hens. He can get all the hens.
He can get every hen.
But he's on the move a lot, so he's got to do his thing. He's got to satisfy his animal instincts. And we find out later anyway that the hen wasn't too sad for long. Because when he returns, he's with another rooster. It's pretty funny.
Do we know if I don't know if I may have missed it, but did they say anything about if the chicken is something else, or if these chickens are something else, or are they just normal chickens that seem to have these powers?
Yeah, I think they're just. Yeah, I think it's
just chickens in this realm that can shoot lasers and.
I mean, I would assume we're gonna find out.
If there is something like that to be said, it could just be this is the world,
Yeah, I mean it is the first episode, but I just wanted to know if there was a reason why.
Yeah, throughout for me, you brought up the 3D animation.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it was a little bit heavy for me, and I don't mind heavy 3D animation, and I get why it's used, but the blending of it with the drawing was kind of not the best that I've seen, and the fact that it's the first episode has me worried that it's
it
not
might get a little bit more.
Because usually the first episode they go kind of hard with budget on the first episode. Yeah. But it wasn't terrible, but it was just a little bit heavy. Every time you saw a demon, it was heavily 3D animated.
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
I mean, the 3D stuff doesn't really bother me.
No.
As much as it bothers you guys.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't bother.
I know, but it doesn't take me out of it or anything.
Okay.
I mean, it has gotten better throughout that, because I've seen stuff in the past where I'm just I can't watch this because it distracts me. It distracts me way too much.
Sometimes. No, it breaks immersion a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that it can't be there. Just some studios do a better job of blending the 3D animation with actual drawing.
Yeah.
which is where this one kind of lacked a little bit. That's totally fine.
Mhm.
I understand why studios do certain things. Just bringing it up because it does affect my score.
Okay.
What else? Intro OST was okay, I thought. You know how I feel about OSTs.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I honestly didn't even remember what it was.
it wasn't great. It was okay, but it felt good in some moments. Like for me, when I watch an intro,
Mhm.
I want the music, though, like the soundtrack, to kind of work well or fit in well with the animation of the intro. Because in the intro, you're not really getting a story, but you are getting some moments, and I think it should fit the vibe of the intro.
That's true.
So the intro OST for me was okay, but the outro was an oof for me. So
I
that
don't
wasn't
remember that
great.
one either.
Wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, it was the slower one, right? It was kind of
It
slower.
was it was. I mean, it's fine for it to be chill. This one, I don't know. This one felt too chill and out of place for the outro. That's just me.
That's fair.
Because I'm gonna touch on that, obviously. Either of you got any other tidbits about the first episode that stood out to you?
Can't really think of anything really. I mean, a lot of the sounds and stuff are, pretty generic, except for like some of the moves that he's
Mhm.
using.
Yeah.
Um, so that's not a horrible thing.
So yeah, I will give my score for this episode. Let's see, it's not bad at all. Some might think so. I gave this episode a 7.2 out of 10. Like I said earlier, the 3D animation wasn't great. So that was kind of like the big factor for me in the episode. The intro OST, "What's a Hero," was solid, but the outro left me wishing for something a little bit different.
Mhm.
Really bringing this episode up was the animation of Kenji and his voice acting. A lot of the drawn out stills were fantastic to look at. I think you guys know what I'm talking about there. The still frames where they really put a lot of emphasis on the animation. It was like kind of like a painting. It was beautiful looking. So yeah, 7.2, not bad at all. Just a bit room for improvement. But I really like where we're at.
I agree. I'd probably say like probably more of a 7 for me as well, like
7.
around that area. Just because like it's it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but also like it's kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a good watch. It's a good watch. It's something that
It's a
if you
fun
just
watch.
need
It's a good
something.
fun.
Yeah.
Just go in and enjoy while you're watching.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'd agree with that.
I'm also giving it a 7.
A 7. Okay. Oh, so we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all pretty right there on the same.
I just felt they could have did a little bit more like backstory-ish stuff or something. Like some a little bit of explaining of stuff, because it was kind of like from like 0 to 100 pretty quick.
Yeah. I kind of wish maybe we had a couple more characters in there outside of the old man. We don't know if he's coming back. Maybe he's just a one-off. So, I mean, that was the only other thing I could think of in relation to that. Kind of wish we got a couple more characters. So next episode, hopefully we get a couple, maybe 2 or 3 new sweet characters that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our review. We'll watch the second episode, and talk about that one next week. See what happens there. All right, on to Clevatess.
Clevatess. I think I have a new crush because of this anime.
Dude, I know. I think I'm with you. Oh, maybe. Well, you know what? We'll figure it out shortly.
It's Clen for sure.
Clen.
Before. All right. Well, we'll get into it, but
yeah. All right. So, Clevatess. Let me pull out my notes. All right. So 1 season, 12 episodes. Both sub and a dub are available for this. It's on Crunchyroll. It might be on something else. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look into that. But for me, I'll talk about some other small things, but I really like this. This was a great one for me.
You know, I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna like my opinion.
Oh, you're not a fan? But no. It's not that I don't like it. A fan.
I didn't say I wasn't a fan. It's just at times I felt very lost.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. We'll dive into that a little bit. Let's see. So I was originally going to talk about each episode, but I guess I'll just talk about some moments. So it's very brutal. We saw some really cool heroes, and they gave us a lot of names. There were 13 heroes on a march, or they were in a carriage. They were traveling to take on one of the lords of the dark beast. These names are a bit rough. Because each time it's like the Lord of the Dark Beasts, the Protector of the West, or the Protector of the North, or so that's a bit tough, but it's fine. We get used to that. We at least are only really dealing with one of them.
Yeah.
But this group, including our protagonist, is traveling
Alicia?
to Alicia. Yeah.
Is it Alicia?
I mean, it's Alicia. I mean, in English, it's Alicia
Glenfall.
Yeah, Alicia Glenfall. But in Japanese, it's Alicia. Alicia. You can kind of gather who she is pretty quickly because she's kind of on the front page of Crunchyroll. So you're like, all right, this is our girl. Not the front page of Crunchyroll, but the show itself.
Yeah.
And so they're off. What looks like they're off to battle. And we slowly get to learn that they're on their way to fight one of these lords, and specifically Clevatess. Leading up to Clevatess, they don't really have much of a problem. There's one guy who seemed to be like he was going to be really strong. Yeah. I think his name was Stefan. I'm still just thinking about how he dies. Yeah. So and they all these heroes, they have what's called regalia. These are their weapons, their legendary weapons, and
like boost their power, or like gives them the ability to like actually fight these beasts.
Yep. The weapons increase their power quite a bit, and each one of these regalia are unique, which is really cool. So long story short, they get to Clevatess. It's on, what was the name of the mountain? Mount
Luna or Lunar.
The master of Luna Mountain.
Well, he's the dark beast, or he's Clevatess of
Clevatess of Moonlight.
Yep.
Yeah. I just in my notes I had at one point Alicia just brings up that the master of Luna Mountain, so that's what reminded me of what that mountain was. Yeah, they get up there and they're all getting ready to fight Clevatess. Clevatess looks fantastic, by the way. Mm-hmm. Clevatess is so cool. I don't know what we want to call it, like a wolf.
A wolf, I guess, like a wolf creature. A nine-tailed
but it
fox.
has like a lion's mane almost.
Mm-hmm.
And also just a load of fucking tentacles. But badass. It's got the voice actor for him is pretty damn good. It's very deep, and you can tell he's very daunting. But basically, this guy Stefan, he's like amping everybody up, and clearly he's a bit full of himself. He's like, I'm going to be the one to kill Clevatess. And they charge, and he gets fucking brutalized, just smashed. And he goes flying, and he's just laying there in a heap, and he's like, and this is where you were like, all right, everyone is fucked. I don't know how you felt in that moment, but
it was, honestly, it diverted my expectation of what was going to happen, because I thought, like, yeah, sure, some of them were gonna die, but they gave us all names, so I'm like, all right, there's some importance here. No, yeah, that did not matter. Yeah. Especially what happened to the main girl. I was like, wow, that I did not expect that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was gonna be another like girl boss situation where she's the last one, but I mean,
she ended up being the last one.
That is kind of
our
true.
Girl. And she was the first one to get a strike in on Clevatess.
Oh yeah, that's right. And kind of like chipped his horn a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And the animation here of her attacks was awesome. I'll probably put up some stills in the edit, so viewers can see. But the stills and the animation was really good. She's obviously very strong. All these heroes are very strong, but Clevatess made them seem just not even close to any kind of strong. He made mincemeat out of them. It was easy. It was nothing. Alicia gets slammed. Her limbs go flying. She is also pretty much dead. Yeah. Pretty brutal opening scene, and you're like, oh shit, I guess this is the direction we're going in. All these heroes are dead, and this isn't actually the protagonist. Which I've seen before in some animes, and some people don't like that. But that ends up not being the case. Clevatess reacts in retaliation to this attack and goes to attack the primary capital. Yeah. Because of Stefan, he gave up all that information in his charge. He just gave up all the, like, where he's from, the location, why he was sent. And yeah, Clevatess goes and makes easy work of the capital. There were a lot of areas. That part got a bit confusing for me.
They were throwing a lot of information, so I can see how Rich can be kind of like lost, because I will agree, like some parts I was like, I don't know what's going on, but
yeah,
I was still kind of invested in it, but
yeah, but also
they kept jumping around.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Like, what's going on?
Especially towards like the end, I guess they were kind of just giving us a lot of information.
The info was a lot. What's that, Rich?
I was saying they just kept bringing in other characters, and I'm like, what the hell do they have
characters
to do with
made it a bit confusing, especially in the way that they introduced them, because they gave them like still title, like overlay titles for each of these characters, which is fine, I guess. It's because you get it kind of like a bit of world building there, but I will agree, there was a lot of information. It didn't necessarily detract from me, but I do agree that there was a lot of information being thrown out, which can make things confusing. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Clevatess destroys the capital, kills the king that sent the heroes, cuts his head clean off. And this is where we meet Luna, or it's the royal baby boy. But
we don't know that.
Right? Yeah, no, we find it out, but we're gonna spoil it anyway. Essentially, there's this lady that happened to have this boy. I not her mother or his mother, but maybe somehow got a hold of him. I don't know how she had him.
The wet nurse.
The wet nurse. Probably. Yeah, was that confirmed?
Or she was the nanny.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I missed that.
She was taking care of
one.
the baby.
Because then when Alicia asked him where he got the kid from, and he was like, it was with this person, and she goes, she was probably her wet nurse, and then she tells him that he needs to find a wet nurse.
Gotcha. Okay, so I did see that, but I guess I took that as him assuming that it was a wet nurse. But you're probably right. It probably was a wet nurse. Yeah, so she has him, and Clevatess is walking away through all the destruction, and she's like, "Please save the child, save the child." And the child's pretty cute. Eventually, Clevatess is convinced to take him along. He's like, "Okay, let me give this baby a chance before I destroy all of humanity." And yeah, so now the story becomes raise this baby, but I need a couple people to help me raise this baby because I'm a monster who has no idea how to raise a baby. So it kind of turns into that.
I'm a little confused at why he wants to raise the baby. Like, I know he explained it, but I still don't know why he really wants to do that.
Well, yeah, so
it's what the wet nurse said to him.
Yeah.
Because she goes, is this you all really think about humanity?
Mm-hmm.
And give the child a chance.
This child didn't have a choice.
Okay. So it's kind of like a pride thing. Like, all right, let me just see, or an intrigued.
Yeah, because in his mind, he's like, I'm going to destroy humanity already. That's already his mind's set. But she's like, please save him. He never had a choice to be in this.
Okay. Maybe I just misunderstood what was happening.
So she somehow convinces Clevatess to okay, now he's got a little bit of interest in humanity. He wants to see how this unfolds.
Yeah. Okay.
But he doesn't know how to take care of it, so he goes to Alicia, who is dead currently, or close to it. I'm pretty sure she was dead, right? She was dead.
Yeah.
She was dead.
Yeah. But he has the ability to heal, recreate, whatever, and he puts her back together and heals her with using what's called his dark E-core. They do that. She can't. It's kind of a funny scene. Clevatess is like, take your shirt off. You're gonna start feeding this baby.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those.
And she's like, what do you mean? She's all embarrassed. It was pretty funny, but she explains that she can't because she's a virgin. And Clevatess says, okay, look, what do we got to do? We got to find another wet nurse. So they go off and they do all that, and it turns in a bit of an adventure. How deep do I want to go? Not much. I don't think I need to go too deep, but is this the character that you like, Dean? Nell?
What? Nell, yes, I do like Nell. Before she got renewed, I guess I would even take.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why.
She was sweet.
She was very sweet despite what's happening to her, and I don't know, I like that kind of strength.
Yeah. And
she did have some other assets.
Yes.
That were nice.
They travel and they go to find they're off to go find this wet nurse, but bandits somehow get the best of Clen, and we should say that Clevatess, in order to not raise concern or attention, he's able to transform himself into a humanoid. Yeah. And he calls himself Clen, and he calls the baby Luna. It's not actually the baby's name, but that's what we're gonna call the baby, and that's the name of the baby to us. So they get attacked by bandits, and the bandits capture them. It was kind of funny how it happened to him, because Clevatess is just this big badass who can kill whatever he wants as swiftly as he wants, and he just gets bonked in the head.
And even I was like, I'm like, they're about to get it. They don't even know. They're dumb. And then they see like that, and then nothing happened.
He just keeps bleeding on the ground.
And then they're in a cage in the next scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this is where we meet our, the future wet nurse of Luna, and she is a cool character. Her story is kind of is very sad.
Yeah, it is.
So I ended up really liking this character. Her name is Nell, but after being saved, and she ends up dying, or not. She gets close to death, and is revived by Clevatess, and then at which point,
and Alicia sacrificing herself.
Yeah, she sacrificed herself to allow Clevatess to restore her. But at this point, this is where she gets her new name. Clevatess chooses to rename her Nell Uru.
I think it's pronounced like Nalunu or something like that.
Nell
in the English.
In English, yeah.
Hold on, I would have to see it written.
So it's spelled
be like,
yeah.
I think. Hold on, I'm trying to find.
Nelluru.
Yeah, Uru. Yeah.
Okay.
Nell Uru. So she renames her and gives essentially, it's like, this is your new, like, this is you get to start anew. She is restored. She looks so like way better than she did before, because she was battered and bruised and beaten for forever by these bandits. And she's like taken back, and it's very heartwarming moment, because now she's like got a new, not a new family, but it's almost in the same vein, because she feels like she has a new group to be a part of. It was very heartwarming.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a great new character. She's the wet nurse of Luna, and she takes care of Luna pretty much going forward. Not gonna go over the rest of these episodes. They just keep journeying together at this point, and there's a lot of awesome moments to be had. There's some great battles. Alicia has some awesome moments. They kind of separate off Clen for a little bit. Clen goes off. He wants to go fight this general named Drell, and ends up not going too well for him, because Drell is backed by one of the lords of the dark beasts. And in that span of time, Alicia is given the mission to protect Nell and Luna, but she gets into her own thing with another guy named Maynard, who is a wizard. And yeah, they battle. She has an awesome scene there. She has some really great fights.
Yeah, there was some actually pretty decent fights in this one.
Yeah, I mean, back in the bandit camp, she fought the ancient one. I didn't even talk about that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I just try not to have the episode go too long. So I'm jumping over.
But that moment was actually pretty cool, because like she knows she can't die because she was brought back, to life, and
yeah, she's going out of there. She like suffers a lot to keep fighting, and to like, she basically, in order to get this regalia, it's called the Stream Splitter. It was, it's at the bottom of this mine shaft that's submerged in water, and it's full of dark beasts. And she finds out that it's down there, and in an attempt to go get it to help fight and kill the bandits, she stumbles upon the Ancient One while she's basically suffocating. But at this point she's immortal, so she can't die, but she's suffering in pain. So
yeah, she's constantly drowning while not dying.
Yeah. So she suffers a lot in this anime, and a lot of it's super brutal. And, she's a very strong character, and to me at least. I liked her a lot. But back to, where we were jumping around. She has another battle with one of like the main wizard of Drell's army. And that was a sweet fun fight. He's the wizard of insects. Like, it had this massive army of insects, which was brutal.
I didn't really like that character.
Maynard?
No, not Maynard. Was that Maynard, the bug guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like him.
He was Maynard. He was speeching way too much. He was like classic villain,
Yeah.
He's just the crazy
he's psycho.
One.
And he's like, they show that he his issue with heroes was because they weren't there when he needed them. And it looked like maybe his mother died in some kind of attack, and there was no heroes around, so now he hates heroes, and he's a bit of a psycho.
I did find him a little annoying, but then then his like partner or whatever, she didn't really do a lot.
Oh yeah.
She didn't really do a lot either. Probably the coolest villain I would have to say is Drell, the leader of these guys.
Yeah, Drell. He's pretty badass. And we do get a little bit of backstory about him and Alicia's father, which was nice. And we got some really good callbacks later in regards to that, which I'll mention shortly. But yeah, so she has some really good fights, and to me, it was all paced really well. It felt like all the fights kind of just they came and went, but they all came at great moments, and I thought the animation was awesome, especially when Alicia would use some special techniques that everything was just animated nicely, and I was never really taken out of any situation due to the animation, because they weren't throwing a lot of different versions of animation at you.
Same, yeah. It's not like a big budget anime, but like I feel like some of these are better than big budget ones. Because
no, the animation that mattered was great.
Yeah. From the end, I don't know if they're gonna make a season 2 because it seems like they leave it open. But
yeah, they are making season 2. Comes out in July.
Oh shoot. Yep. Okay. Well then.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Perfect. Yeah.
Cool. I know I was jumping around a lot here. It's not my usual format. Just trying to touch on things that I remembered. But yeah, I thought for me, all the story was great, and that end, I thought was very well done. That episode was just really good. The battle was great, and we get a reunion. The princess of Haydn, she reunites with Luna, and it was such a sweet freaking scene. She, Clem comes out with Luna and he's holding her, and the princess is like, she wants to run and reunite with Luna, but Clem holds her off. She's like, stop. And this scene was so nice. My God, it really hit me. Yeah, so Clem arrives with Luna in his arms. Princess Teala, I guess, was her name. Sees that her son is safe and begins to run to him. And like I said, Clem stops her about halfway there. And at first glance, you're like, he just doesn't want her to get close. Yeah. Like, this is my kid now. But Alicia's like, no, let her go. It's his mom. But what happens is just so much better of what you initially think. And he says, the king has returned. The king must return on his own. And he places Luna down. And then he says, on his own 2 feet. So this baby the whole time, can't walk, but just kind of basically learned to stand moments ago. And the baby recognizes his mom and is getting ready is trying its best to walk to its mother. And Clem then again says, as she's crying, she's like, oh my God, he's standing. And the king does not stop walking forward, which this whole scene was like, I can't describe it well enough to make it hit probably, but it was such a beautiful scene to me. I loved it so much. It was such a great scene to me. It yanked at my heartstrings immediately.
And as a dad, it's definitely
I feel like
it me as well.
and that wasn't the only one. There was another scene later where the princess, now queen, she gives Nell, I can't do the U's after the L's. Nell Udu. She gives her flowers. Like they were called to the throne to speak, and Nell just kind of breaks down a little bit because she doesn't think she's like, I'm sorry, I'm this lowly person who, who am I to take care of your child, let alone feed him. The princess or the queen now just gives her flowers and thanks her, like, from the bottom of her heart for feeding the baby and caring for the baby in her stead, which was awesome because the whole show, just, she had it bad her whole life, and she had just felt like this is who she is. So she, she's just this lowly person that shouldn't be appreciated by anybody. And it was a beautiful scene.
I feel like saying she had it bad is an understatement.
An understatement, yeah. Yeah. No, it is vastly an understatement. But her whole life, yeah, you get how she feels, but it was a very heartfelt moment, and it definitely yanked at my tears a little bit. So I appreciated that scene a lot. That was the very end scene, pretty much. So I think I'll leave it there. Arnie, excuse me, my voice is getting messed up. I'm sure you like that scene, Dean, because you like that character. What do you?
Yeah, no, that was a very nice moment. I was glad that she was able to feel like she had a place now,
Mm-hmm.
After all that. So
yeah, it was nice to see them have that crying moment together, as kind of mother and mother. Obviously, she's just a wet nurse, but for a bit there, she was her mother as well, or Luna's mother as well. So it was nice to see them come together and have that moment. I appreciated that. So I think I'll excuse me.
You gotta give a rating.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you guys want me to start? Actually, I'm gonna let you guys start to just give my voice a rest for a second.
All right. I mean, I'll do a quick. I thought it was surprising. I didn't expect this, like, for me to like it, But animation was good. Sound was good. I liked the music, the intro and outro music. The intro was like a kind of like a metal one, and then the outro was a song called Destiny by Ellie Gold. I don't know her name. She's a singer. Yeah, she's like a singer here.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
She did that one. I don't know. I give it like a 8 out of 10. I thought it was good. It was the story was a little convoluted and a little confusing on where we were at sometimes, but I was surprised by it. So I think that's why I liked it. And it was, it was a good, it was a surprisingly good one for me.
Very good. Very good. Lay it on me, Rich.
I'm going to give it a 7.8.
Oh,
it's my main gripe with it is just the storyline of jumping around to stuff and like kind of just introducing characters, and it's like
introducing a lot of characters,
and it's like what was the point of that character kind of thing.
Yeah, like all those heroes, like I understand that they had a place, like in this, like a meaning in the story, but they gave us a lot of info of those heroes in the very beginning, those 12 other heroes, to never see them again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that what made me kind of like it, because at one point I was a little bit lower than that, but like the scene where Glenn confronts the head lady of the bandit camp about Nell's, when he's confronting her about her killing Nell's kids, and that's why she's never had any children. I was like,
that was brutal.
The writing of this is crazy.
No, the writing was crazy. Yeah,
but then it would cut to like some characters where I'm like, I just don't see the point in this character being here. Otherwise, like animation, fighting, everything else was like awesome for me. It's just the way it was written, like as in like
convoluted, or it just was information overload. a little bit.
Like the whole thing at the end with the book. I'm like, what was the point of this?
The Book of Toa, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I found it. Oh, I don't give a shit. And then just walked out. I was like,
it
what?
initially made him lose interest.
Yeah, I was just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, that's fair.
I get that. No, I think that's a great score, I think. Excuse me.
I mean, I'll definitely watch the second season when it comes out, but
yeah. It was a lot of information for 12 episodes. You felt like the information they were giving you might have been a little bit more important.
It definitely should have been longer.
Yeah. So my score. I'm going to go, unless you got anything else you want to mention real quick. No, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to go a little bit in depth. I have 5 sections that I have here that I go off of. I base my score off the story, the animation, the OST. Like I always say, that's important to me. The voice acting, and the feel factor. The feel factor is like, how much did this anime make me feel strong emotion? And how often did it do that? So, the story, the story for me was a 9.5 because the writing was great. The writing was awesome. I just love the story. The character building was great for the ones that mattered. The ones that didn't, I just kind of wrote off. I was like, all right, yeah, they're just dead. They wasted our time a little bit on those characters, but we were constantly finding out new things about several important characters throughout the anime. I absolutely loved Alicia. I think her voice actor helped a lot in that. There were many scenes where she really made me feel emotion. I just genuinely loved the struggle she was fighting through within herself as a hero. She went through hell, like actually. She was dragged through it. She was killed. But she still made it through. She endured so much pain through the journey. Her monologues were so damn good to me. She had quite a few, and each time I had some kind of reaction to it. It gave me chills. Like the monologue she had with Clen at the end. Clen was, you brought up the Book of Toa shortly, a little bit ago, and this realization about some older, truer humanity really instantly makes Clen lose interest in humanity, and he's like, all right, he just puts Luna down and starts walking away. He doesn't care anymore. But Alicia ain't having it. She's like, where the F are you going? You can't leave now. And she has this huge monologue with him while she's fighting Drell. And it's just an awesome, awesome scene. She's yelling. She's really getting emotional. And that was an awesome scene for me. The voice acting was great. The development of her relationship with Clevatess / Clen was awesome. It was a great dynamic. It's kind of started out as you're just my servant to a little bit of friendly banter, and Clevatess. You could tell Clevatess was getting a little bit more used to Alicia being around. So that was a nice relationship that was developing, I thought. She honestly, Alicia as a character might be up there with some of my like all around favorite characters. Clevatess, daunting character. Daunting. His gained interest in humanity was something I just kept wanting to see develop, and it really didn't disappoint. It was I like the idea that there's just this beast that is just so strong, and it just thinks so lowly of humanity that now there's something a little bit of humanity that takes on his interest, and he's like, okay, let's see how this develops and how it changes my mind. I thought that was great. Nell's story brought me to tears, man, multiple times. She was such a wonderful character, and she's just easy to like. Her moment, like I mentioned earlier with the princess, was so damn good and needed for her. And there's so much more in this world you can dive into story-wise. It's this, like Richie said, which is what made it convoluted. It's such a big world and there's so much in it. And there's a lot that they gave you that they probably could have dove into. They didn't currently, but there's so much on the surface. They've only scratched the surface, I should say. So I'll be thinking about the story and these characters for quite a bit. I'm hoping for a lot more, and I'm glad to hear Richie confirm that there is a season 2. The animation, I give an 8.5. The animation was really good, and I loved the lack of 3D animation. This was mostly drawn. The areas it lacked were kind of in the scenery, but it had charm to it. And it was at least consistent in this manner. It really excelled in the fight scenes and the drawing of the characters. Alicia was always animated incredibly well during her fights. Then the OST. I gave that an 8. The intro OST was pretty damn good. I thought it was what is it called? Ruler. It fit the vibe perfectly, I thought. Great intro. The outro was decent. It was chill. I liked it. I didn't realize it was by, who do you say, Ellie Goulding.
Yeah.
It was solid. And the voice acting, I gave it a 9. I can't vouch for the dub. The voice actor for Alicia, Haruka Shiraishi, was great. She consistently pulled me in whenever Alicia spoke, especially on the emotional end. It was very well done, so I thank her for that. I don't think there was really any bad VA in this. Every character was done pretty well, so the 9 is a strong 9 for me. And the feel factor. I'd say Clevatess did a great job of making me feel some kind of emotion throughout. Like, throughout the entire anime. There was something that made me feel a strong emotion. Pretty much, whether it was me being shocked by, everyone being brutally murdered. Like, it was actually kind of genuinely shocking. Or feeling chills from some of the monologues. Or shedding tears because some horrible things happened that you find out. There were a lot of wholesome moments and a lot of laugh out loud moments. This scene, I hope you guys, maybe this made you guys laugh too, and I have to bring this up. It was towards the very end when Nell pushed that block stone from out of the wall, and she's really strong now, so she pushes it out pretty easily, and it goes flying at this group. We didn't even mention them. It's Favio Fleep. They're protecting the forge, Favio Fleep and some other soldiers. And it goes flying at them, and they screamed out that it was catapult fire incoming. And
that was pretty funny.
It made me laugh out loud. I don't know why. It just did. And it was just some of the comedy moments.
Her innocence of saying, "I hear screaming."
And Clem's just kind of like, "Nah, it's nothing. Don't worry." That was a laugh out loud moment for me. But yeah, long story short, that, it had a lot of those different emotions for me. Everything was just well placed, and each moment hit me in its own way. Nothing was overdone, which is nice. So, my final score, I'm going, if I'm going by the average of those, it's an 8.9, but I really love this. And so for me, like, I'm just going to bump it up a little bit. I got to give it a 9 out of 10. For me, it's a memorable anime. I loved it. I loved the characters. And there's a lot that I'm hopeful for in the future.
Yeah, it definitely surprised me. A lot of animes that are like this are kind of samey, but I was definitely surprised by this. So.
Yeah. I was just pleasantly surprised by how brutal it was. I like dark anime. And it got very dark very, very quick. So yeah, I think that's our review. I think it's time to should we
Oh yeah.
We got to find a new one. Let's do that real quick before we close here. I am going
for the wheel spin.
All right. So this is a newly shuffled wheel.
Okay.
And I'm
going
to give you the honors as per usual. So everything's the only thing that's different about this wheel is that it's shuffled and Clevatess is no longer on the wheel. And we made we made a little update because we talked about it after. We aren't going to keep adding new anime to the wheel unless we get really low. So that way the odds increase for whoever's anime wasn't picked. So that way they have a better chance of their anime being picked on the wheel. So that was the little.
And also the punishment.
Yes, and also the punishment. All right, Dean, count us down and give it a spin.
All right, you both could see it, right? You're good?
Yes, sir.
I can.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, what's it gotta be? Help me, X-Arm, please. Oh.
Okay.
Bakano.
Bakano. I don't remember that one. But...
It's an older one. But it's right up your alley. It's right up your alley.
Do I remove?
I'll do it on my end because I mean it won't remove from the original wheel.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Bakano.
Cool. All right.
We look forward to that.
What is it on?
I will find it for you guys and make sure you have the ability to watch it.
I'll be able to
because I know it's on. It's on. I think I can watch it on Amazon Prime. I believe. I don't know about the dub though. Well, we'll figure it out if we need to. Yeah. So that's our next anime that we're gonna watch. We'll also, talk about episode 2 of Rooster Fighter next episode. I also just really quickly, we have a couple episodes coming up that I might have some guests. So look forward to that. That'll be fun. And do you guys have any final thoughts? Before I close?
I'm just excited to see what this Bakano is.
You'll like it. It's right up your alley.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. Oh, we'll see. But I think you're going to love it. Thank you, everybody. This is the Anime Odyssey. Thank you for listening, taking the time out of your day to listen. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and other platforms. YouTube, Spotify are primary platforms. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. Comment. Let us know any anime recommendations, any recommendations for the show, you got any constructive criticism, go ahead. Lay it on me. Lay it on us. I'm open to some nice discussion on whatever. But it'd be nice to hear from y'all if you enjoy the show. So, Richie, Dean, thank you again for joining me. Hopefully this... you guys felt like this was a good one. I guess we'll all get together next time and we'll see everyone around.
Sounds good. Thanks for doing the wheel stuff because it's opening, my experience with anime a little more. So
I know it's nice because now it takes out the we don't have to choose, we just do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully all these will just be bangers anyway, except for X-Arm. There's no way we like X-Arm. So
yeah, Toilet Bound's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it probably will be. I'm looking forward to it. So maybe that'll come up soon, or you're just going to get way too unlucky. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next episode. See you guys.
Yep.
Later.